Hello, hello. So I decided to do a stream today. Hopefully, everyone can hear me when it eventually watches because I have lots of props today. And the shorts that I've been doing, the short videos are just entirely, I would need like six of them today. So I'm going to give you the prop suggestions and everything you can listen to for those who follow. 80 and 43 record. That was over the course of the last, I think, 9 or 10 days on prop suggestions, maybe a little longer. I forget the exact time. 80 and 43, though, with them. If you've been following it all on videos, parlays, I will do shorts for. There's going to be about 9 or 10 today. Yesterday's props went 3 and 2 suggestions because it was only 2 games. So these are the ones I'm looking at tonight. Basically, Connor McDavid's one of my strong ones, over 3.5 shots on goal, minus 125. Really love him tonight. Also love him to score a goal. Love the matchup with the Flyers. And he didn't score a goal last time and only had 3 shots on goal. Another game prop I like, if you can get it, and it's going to be a combination of my parlays, is over 3 team total Florida, over 3 team total Edmonton. You can see where I'm going with the parlay there for that. It will be plus money. Jack Hughes to score a point. Again, I will remind for everybody that the points are never done solo. They're usually at odds of minus 190 to minus 500. So they're always teamed up on a parlay. But these are just leans and suggestions on where I'm looking. I was looking at Dougie Hamilton for the Devils today, but he's over 3.5, not over 2.5. So I sort of passed on that one. Tyler Toffoli over 2.5, minus 125 shots on goal. Dylan Larkin over 2.5, minus 150. He will be put into a parlay, though. I was, as my dog's barking here, I was looking at Zach Hyman over 2.5, but he's actually over 3.5, so I passed on that. I also was looking at Owen Tippett over 2.5, but I decided to go against that with the Flyers. I'm also looking at Nate McKinnon for 1 point and Nikita Kucherov for 1 point. Again, those are big, long-time odds of they're not going to be going together. They're going to be going in a parlay format. They're like minus 400, minus 500 each of them. I really like Scott Laughton at over 1.5, minus 195, but that would go into a parlay. That's not going to go by itself because of the odds. Steve Stamkos to get a point is another option I'm looking at. I really like that one today. And my strongest one of the points, I like Alexander Barkov to get a point today. He's a machine with that. I do like him as well. Like I said, there's a lot of prop suggestions here today, so that's the reason why I'm doing this instead of the short. Carter Verhaeghe, I don't know why they refuse. Sugar House and Bet Rivers still doesn't have it up to 3.5. Some sites do. I have him over 2.5, minus 143 shots on goal, going to him a lot. And we've been winning with him a lot. I think Florida gets a lot of shots on goal. Sam Reinhart for Florida, over 2.5 shots on goal, minus 110. Same thing there. Lake Ekblad for Florida as well, over 2.5, minus 150, but he will go on because of the odds. He will go on to a parlay. Kirill Kaprizov for a goal, small play there for Minnesota. Spurgeon over 1.5, minus 157. We had him last night. Now, a new thing I've been doing, started yesterday, is I've been looking at guys that have over 1.5 shots on goal and seeing if there's some value in that, because they sort of get left in the for not, I guess you can say. I've passed them by. A lot of people don't look at them as much as like the big name brands, I guess. But Spurgeon hit last night. I like him again, but because of the odds, once the odds creep up to like 150, 160, 170, I put him on a parlay then, because taking them by themselves isn't really, to me, the value. Vince Dunn over 1.5, minus 114 on Sugar House. I do like Philip Hronik over 1.5 at minus 195. That will be one of the parlays. And I do like Elias Peterson to get a point. He did not have one last game, I believe. So I'm looking at him to come back and get a point here tonight for Vancouver. So what else am I missing? Oh, we got a couple more. John Marchessault for Vegas. Vegas could be a play-on team in the second half. They dropped his shots on goal. He hasn't been doing as great, so they dropped it from what you usually see at 3.5 to 2.5. But it is minus 165. So, again, that will be part of a parlay with another hockey team that I like. Kyle Palmieri over 1.5, minus 195. Again, a lot of juice, but he's been getting 2 or 3 shots a goal most games. I'm going to be putting him on a parlay as well. So, a lot of these suggestions will be suggestions, but you've got to put them in certain ways, and that's where the parlays then come into place. 2-team parlays, and in rare exceptions, a 3-teamer, because you can't put some of this juice. You can't play the 160 to 400 juice. It just does not make sense unless you have an extremely big bankroll and can do it consistently. It does not make sense. Like last night, for example, Spurgeon hit. Heiskanen for Dallas came one shot short. Elias Peterson came one shot short. Erickson hit, and Chad Kreider for the Rangers hit. I also had Chad Kreider as one of my guys as a sleeper to get a goal yesterday, and he did end up getting a goal. Trying to think what else. Like I said, parlays yesterday were 4-4. Props were 3-2. The suggestions. I mean, every day, you're not going to get hurt by doing the parlays or the props on a consistent basis. You'll never, with hockey and with baseball specifically, I have not had a losing month for either one of those two sports. I do basketball, but I don't do a lot of it. I rely solely, not solely, but mostly on Adam Trigger and a few other guys from my Wager Talk to give me insight, because they study that a lot. I try to stick with mostly the hockey and then the baseball, because that seems to be the two sports that I can do really well with picking. I do team up some of these into parlays, as you'll see when I do a parlay video, and some of the shorts that I do. I'll team up the shorts. I'll team up the parlays with some hockey, some basketball put together. That I do a little bit differently with the parlay segment. And I appreciate you guys. I only had like 10 or 12 followers about a month ago. Now it's up to 60. So I appreciate you guys. I've been posting every day, and 60. I'm looking forward to get up to 100 and then go from there. It takes a long time. You got to get up to 1,000 to actually have the ability on YouTube to go live and do lives. You need to have at least 1,000 subscribers to do that. And I'm getting close to 100, so that's a good thing. But I appreciate that. Trying to just make sure there's nothing else I'm missing. So overall, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, about 22 suggestions. Again, I know most people can't play all that. Some people could put $10 or $100 on each. It's a big difference for a lot of people. I had some other near misses. Like I said, there's some of them that I was looking at. Maybe you can find a line better, like Dougie Hamilton for the Devils at over 2.5 instead of over 3.5. I would do it. Zach Hyman over 2.5 instead of over 3.5. I would do it. And Owen Tippett, I don't know. Flyers, I just don't know how they're going to do. They've been a squirrely team all year. Philadelphia, of course. And for me, I'm not real confident in what they do. But then again, Edmonton's also been hot. And it seems like whenever they get hot, Edmonton seems to then lay an egg. So hopefully it won't be tonight, because we have McDavid to shoot away. Another lean with teams, just to give you some, besides the Oilers team total and the Florida Panthers team total, take a look at Vegas tonight. I think they are plus 100 against Minnesota. Minnesota's a back-to-back. Vegas could be a play-on team second half. Also, look at them -1 at plus like 130 or plus 140. Or you can do them at just winning outright. It depends on what you want to lay. Maybe you bet $50 on Vegas to win and $50 on Vegas -1. If they win by 1, you push on one and win another. I do like Vegas tonight. And other than that, that's pretty much it. There may be some add-ons later. If there are any add-ons, I'll post separately. But I appreciate it. I said it's 60 or 61 followers now. I appreciate you guys that end up watching. And I'll end this now. Thanks.